All right, YouTube, the moment of truth has arrived. I've been working all weekend at my real job, right? So the 1660 Super arrived just the other day. I haven't even opened it up out of the box. I got this from an eBay auction. Well, it was a buy it now. Um, it's supposed to be an open box, so we'll see if that's the case or not. It's definitely open. The original tape is here and it's been open, but the guy that sold it to me said that he was using it in a customer's build and the customer changed their mind and wanted to go with something else. And so this is essentially brand new. And I've got my 3080 box here just for some size comparison. Like, this is pretty insane. I've not ever had a 1660 Super. I've not had a 16 series card, so I've seen them online, obviously, and I know that it's small. It's a two-fan deal, but I just thought this was a neat little juxtaposition. I'll probably pull this bad boy out and we'll show them side by side. But we're gonna open this guy up and see. Did I get a graphics card from eBay, or do I have like some rolled up napkins or something? I think it's probably a graphics card. The guy, I'm just making fun. The guy had 100% positive reviews on his page, so I'm just being wise. So let's see what we got here. What's in bubble wrap? Attention, electrostatic sensitive area. It's okay, I'm a trained professional. Kind of. Mostly, I mean, I have shoes on in my carpet, so I shouldn't static electricity anything. I mean, it's still got the pouch, EVGA logo all over it. There she be. I mean, it looks like a 1660 Super. Stickers are intact. I like these little EVGA symbol, little dimples on the fan. So we've got, looks like a DVI output and one HDMI and one DisplayPort. I'm going to assume that because this card came out in 2019 that this is not DisplayPort 1.4, but I haven't checked that yet, and this is probably HDMI 2.0 probably. We'll look that up and I'll update it in the comments for what exactly these outputs are, but this is kind of funny. I feel like this is so old school. But hey, at least it doesn't have a VGA output on it, right? I don't have the plastic cover there that covers the card. But I would say it's either been cleaned really well or this is in fact an open box like new card because there's not really even fingerprints on it. There's no dust. The fans are, I don't know how well the camera can see in there, but the cooler, the fins in the cooler, and the fans themselves. I mean, this thing is mint. Yeah. We've got one PCIe power port there, so this thing is going to be 150 watt, or at least up to 150 watt card, because you'll get 75 watts through each connector that's here, and you get 75 watts through the PCIe slot itself. So we're going to do benchmarking with the 1660 Super. And then the theory here is to show the upgradability of the system that I designed, that I'm calling the 2023 Ultimate Budget Gaming PC. We're going to put the 3080, the ROG Strix 3080 in there and compare and contrast. And obviously, the 3080 is going to blow the 1660 Super away. That's not really the point to say that this is going to be better than this. It's more just to say we're going to show, look, you can get reasonable gaming out of a 1660 Super, and when you're at a place where you can upgrade your card to something like this, look, the system will support it. Because again, we overspent on the power supply. I shouldn't even say overspent. We spent appropriately on the power supply. And truth be told, a 750 watt is going to power this, and it will power a 4070 Ti. But if you want to go up to an 850 watt, that would probably allow you even more flexibility in the future. But that's probably a little bit too much overkill for this particular build, and we are trying to keep the cost down as much as we can. I love this card. I mean, just look at it. Would you look at it? You can fit so much 1440p in it. I mean, obviously, a lot of the size difference here is the cooler, but I mean, it's just monstrous comparatively. And it's a Strix, so it's probably bigger than any other 3080 as well. What a difference a year makes, huh? The 1660 Super came out in October of 2019. And then this came out, I want to say, a year later. Maybe not to the month or the day, but and then this bad boy has, I think I've got three, yeah, I've got three DisplayPort 1.4 and two HDMI 2.1 outputs on it. She's pretty, but it's also a power hungry beast. This is the card I was running before I upgraded to the 4080, and just like the 4080, it has three 8-pin PCIe power connectors. And while I was monitoring this, while I was gaming 1440p ultra settings, ray tracing, and all that, I mean, this card is pulling 450 watts. So she definitely gets thirsty. So that's kind of all I've got for today. I just wanted to unbox this card and see what it looked like, compare and contrast some sizes. I'm going to start working on the video for how to do the BIOS flashback, or if you have a gigabyte board like we bought for this build, the Q Flash Plus. I'm going to show you guys how to flash the BIOS update onto the gigabyte board so that we can run a 13th gen Intel processor. That video will probably be up shortly after this one. And then tomorrow, I'm going to start filming the build. So hopefully you are probably watching this video on Monday, January 16th. I'm hoping by the 17th or 18th to have the build video up. And I'm undecided if I want to do the build video and the benchmarks all together. I feel like I should do the build, take a break, and then get set up, and I'll do all of the benchmarking. I mean, since I've got to do, it's going to be a lengthy video probably doing the benchmarking since I'm going to do the two cards. And you'll have to tune in to see how I do it. I'm going to do it a little bit differently than how everybody else does, because I personally get kind of bored. Like, I like to see the numbers and know how things compare, right? But I get kind of bored watching these benchmarking videos where they just like show, the numbers on the screen with the bar graphs, or they've just got gameplay with some random music um, playing. So I'm gonna do mine a little bit differently. You'll have to tune in and let me know if you like it or not. But I think I'm gonna do it more of a, if you can't tell, I think I've talked about this before, but my videos are a little bit more free form, more almost like streaming that I'm recording. Not operating off of any kind of script or anything. I'm just talking off the top of my head. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Steam and get GOG set up on the PC once it's built, and I'm just going to fire up the games, and we're gonna dive in, and I'll edit out some footage, but I'm going to dive in. We'll have the overlay up with the FPS and the power consumption, everything on there, and we're going to play each game for a few minutes and go through there. We're going to do stuff like Warhammer Dark Tide. We're going to do Miles Morales. We're going to do Spider-Man. We're going to do Cyberpunk 2077, of course, because that's my favorite game of all time. I might even throw some WoW in there. There's a lot of WoW players, and WoW is actually, in its current iteration, a pretty graphically intense game. I mean, it takes to if you want to turn the settings up to 10, if you will, it takes some horsepower to do that. And WoW has ray tracing now, which obviously this is not going to do ray tracing, but so I think WoW would be a good benchmarking tool. We can go to Orgrimmar and see how it handles Orgrimmar, a really high population density area. Um, what else do I want to do? I put a poll up to see if people wanted to see some esports titles, and especially I think people that are looking for a budget gaming PC, a lot of them are playing esports, and so they're not. That's why they're not looking. They don't need like the highest end stuff because they're turning settings down so they can crank FPS up. And I put a poll up to see if people were interested in that, and it seems like they are a little bit better than 50%, 65% of the respondents said that they do want to see esports titles benchmarked. So hit me up in the comments below and let me know exactly what games do you want to see. I know I'm going to do Fortnite. So Fortnite's the only one guaranteed. You want to see Rainbow Six Siege? I think we all know that plays 400 FPS on like any system, but I'll do it if you want. We'll do Rainbow Six Siege. We can do Valorant. We can do Warzone, or we can just do Modern Warfare. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what esports titles, or if there's any other, Steam games, GOG games that you want to see benchmarked. I'm probably not going to buy a game I don't have if I don't have it, but my library is pretty big, so hit me up. Let me know what you want to see. Like I said, I'm going to get started building the PC tomorrow, and Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll be doing the benchmarking, and I'm hoping, as I'm talking this out loud now, thinking through it, um, we'll try to get the PC build up on Tuesday, and on Thursday, I'm going to try and get the benchmarking video up. Let's do that. So hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what you want to see. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you want to follow me and see, the cool stuff that we've got in store this year. It's going to be a great time. We're going to get a lot of really cool stuff done with this build and upgrades in the future. So thanks for tuning in. Have a great one. Peace.